The Temperance Movement, also called the Prohibition Movement, was a political and social movement in the United States, popular during the Progressive era. The goal of the temperance is to limit the consumption and the production of alcohol beverage in the United States. The earliest temperance supporters were women. The temperance movement all started when a woman named Carrie Nation realized that her husband's death and abusive behavior to her and their children were because of drinking too much alcohol. Therefore, she and her group of women who also hated alcohol started the temperance movement. During this period, saloon keepers introduced gambling and prostitution into their saloons in order to earn profits, so many Americans considered saloons offensive institutions. The prohibition leaders believed that once licenses to do business were removed, the church was able to persuade Americans to give up drinking. The Anti-Saloon League played a significant role on passing the Act of Prohibition. They lobbied the organization and constitutions to form allies with all constitutions in order to ban the manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcohol.
On November 18, 1918, the U.S. Congress passed the Temporary Wartime Prohibition Act in 18th Amendment, which banned the sale of alcoholic drinking. Prohibition in the U.S. was implemented by eliminating the business that manufactured, distributed, and sold alcoholic beverages. The 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution took away license to do business from wholesale and retail sellers of alcoholic beverages. The temperance movement started to wane in 1930s because prohibition were being criticized as unhealthy drinking habits, encouraging criminals and discouraging economic activity. Since Prohibition Act had been passed in 1980, more individuals set up homemade factories to produce alcohol for their own consumption. Others turned to smuggling or having illegal sale of alcohol for making profit. Those encouraged the development of black market. Prices on the black market were higher than they had been prior to prohibition. Gangsters used violence to get and maintain control over the highly profitable bootlegging business, and federal, state, local law enforcement officers joined in the war as well, which increased the rate of crime. In order to deal with the negative effect that the reform bring to the country, the legislative tide largely moved away from prohibition with repeal of prohibition in the United States on December 5, 1933.